Welcome back to Admissions Mondays. My name's Ryan Kelly. I'm an editor, interview coach, and advisor at Passport Admissions. And today's question for Admissions Mondays is, how do you spend those 2 minutes before an MMI interview station? Now, 2 minutes could seem like a really long time if you were stretching in the plank position or if you were getting a root canal at the dentist or something like that. But most of the time, 2 minutes is going to fly by. And it's especially going to fly by when you're trying to figure out your answer to a complicated medical ethical dilemma at your MMI interview. So, how exactly are you going to spend those 2 minutes before the MMI interview? Now, in these prompts, you may be faced with certain dilemmas like, which patient should you give a liver to for a liver transplant if there's only one liver available? Or should you take this person off of life support after being in a coma for 6 months? Or should you report an instance of domestic abuse if you have suspicions based on what a patient tells you? All of these are very complicated things. And usually the prompts won't tell you all of the information that you need to know. So in those 2 minutes when you can think and take notes, you want to write down as many possible questions as you can think of that would give you criteria or conditional information to help you take your eventual stance. Now, some of the things you might write down, depending on the scenario, would be like, is it legal for me to treat a 17-year-old as an adult in the state where I'm practicing? Have I given this patient a regulated amount of painkillers and now I can't prescribe any more? Does my patient have any pre-existing conditions that could complicate the treatment or the medication I'm prescribing? Is my teammate in a group project going through something I don't know about that might be interfering with their ability to do their part of the project? All of these things would be very helpful when you're eventually qualifying the stance you're going to give in your response. A lot of candidates will make the mistake of making assumptions or kind of glossing over information that isn't presented on the surface. So you want to focus as much on what's said as what's not said in the prompts. And 2 minutes should be enough time to give you a handful of really useful questions that can kind of become the template and the structure and guide for your answer. So writing down all of these questions in the 2 minutes will give you three benefits. It'll give you more to say if you have to take up to 8 minutes in your response. This will hopefully allow you to fill enough time so that your answer is not too short. It will give you more structure and a clear line of reasoning in your response, and it will allow you to effectively qualify and express the eventual stance you want to take on the situation, since these things are not necessarily black and white, and you may end up needing 2 or 3 different stances that hinge on different information you explore. Well, that's my take on how to spend the 2 minutes before the MMI. I hope it's very helpful for you in formulating an effective, ethical, and professional response during your MMI interview. Best of luck, and I'll see you next Admissions Monday.